they don't smoke weed. Like,
be careful.
and he I don't smoke weed, you know. So every time someone does something stupid, that's what they would say, like, hey, you must look at me, you know, correctly. I don't smoke weed, you know, like I need baby time, you know. So it's a very negative thing. Also, I mean, people don't realize that this word that says insamo is taken from a verb samuluka, which means to be of a clear mind, you know. Because once you smoke, then you become clear, you know, you become of a higher level.
Like you say, Kanisa, like you, the Titans, and yeah, me. That's why me. It's only on a every third day basis because I do, and then I spend all my time and like nighttime. It's like I said, there are 2 rounds. You know, I would in Sengu, and then uh, spend the day like seeing like what I saw in the vision, and that's why I'm glad I do landscaping, man, because I go and talk to trees, man, without even saying a word, you know. Then go over here, and they know, man, that there's a different on my Ansangu nights. The next day, the animals are way more in tune. We got pictures online, man, where we got like all kinds of animals in our hands, man, and they just know it, man.
They love it.
And then every 3 nights or it depends. Sometimes I just got to, man, every day to erase things.
Yeah, so I realized that there isn't really much change between what Rasta goes through here and what Rasta has gone through in Jamaica. Because every time when Rasta came, it was like, oh, these dirty people, why can't they comb their hair? Why can't they dress, you know, the way, you know, maybe formally or in a Western way, European manner, you know. So every time you talk, they'll say, oh, she's now consumed by the weed.
Yeah.
You know, you're crazy, you're mad.
No, what ignorant people, man. I mean, we have that same fight in America, man. Even the whites fight over ganja, man, over the reality. It was mandatory by the settlers to grow ganja crops for medicinal reasons because they couldn't afford all that stuff. They were just new
reasons and all that because that's why they say that's why ganja was illegalized, you know, because because it was very strong. It was a very strong fabric. Took years, you know, before it could get damaged. So they wanted to make cotton so that you know they can have profit. You come back and just buy and buy all the time because it doesn't last you long.
Every settler, 1492, every settler was a Rasta and didn't even know it. Every white settler, they grew their own crops. They cut down the trees to make their own houses.
Yes.
They grew tobacco and they grew ganja. And
they had the hair.
They had the hair, man.
They preserved their own food. They had the hair, everything.
They did all that stuff, man.
So it's really, I think, about just denying yourself reality of who you are. You know, you don't want to deal with it because you think if you do something like that, then you are not civilized. You know,
Westernized religion.
Then why are you wasting your time living this original culture? I mean, things are moving. You should be, you know,
that's why you use their
going with the groove with times.
Westernized religion, man. That was the more Westernized religion grew, the diluted more outcast a Rasta became. Because I mean, the Messiah is a full-on Rasta, man. But it tells you he is with the hair of wool, the eyes of fire. It tells you he is, man. But like I said, they added stuff. And they made them have rosy cheeks and stuff. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And like what they did in Egypt, cutting the nose. You know, the stage. So that you wouldn't realize that it was a black person. You know, you would think.
So that's the ultimate weapon, man. And it's not even a white weapon. Westernized religion is not a white weapon. It's a weapon that comes from the depths of hell. It does. People say the Antichrist is a or the devil is the Antichrist is one person.
Mm.
The Antichrist is an entity.
Mm.
You know, and it's hiding in a lot of the townships, man. I mean, the, the savagery, man, that happens in townships has to be stopped.
Mm. No, it
I
has
mean,
to.
there is no
It
more
has to.
recognizing it, man.
Yes.
The rape thing, damn, it has to be stopped. And
Has
that's
to.
why, that's why I'm not yet a immortal, man. Because man, I would like with how I feel.
You just slaughter them.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, man.
slaughter the evil people.
I mean, I
That's the
had.
thing, and also, I mean, a whole lot of abuse that happens um, around, the kids and even women. Most of the time, it's not people that you don't know. It's people much closer
Always.
to you.
Man, it's like that in America.
Uncles and cousins,
Yeah,
and people that you really trust.
Yeah, these women have to be can. There's no more half of words.
Mm.
I mean, like I said, I came. I have a lot of like fire. That's why we connected. When you said keep the fire burning,
Yeah.
I knew where you were coming from because ever since I was a kid, seeing my mom beat and stuff, man, it was like I've had. There's a lot. I have a lot of rage. There's a lot, man. I just don't show it. But instead of changing, instead of it being altered and turned into like vengeance, I turned it into purpose. Honestly, those were key words. It's not about you must cut when you speak to people. It must be cut from here to here now. It must be trimmed because people are used to hearing the Rasta speak. They know what you're going to say. You can't let people know what you're about to hit them with. You can't.
Yeah.
And the Christian, that's why Christianity is finished. They're done. The age of Aquarius is now at hand.
Yes.
They're done. That's because people know, dude. As soon as a Christian comes up to you and they say, like, they always start with, "Have you been saved?" Or let me tell you. Now it's let me tell you about today's times. And then they're gonna throw this stuff, man, and they speak, man, like they know what they're talking about when they got trained.
That's what Russia's always says. He says these people are trained. They are not talking about something that comes from the heart,
Exactly.
and from out there. The energy. No, it's all about.
Yeah,
They
we're
have been
outnumbered,
trained.
man.
This is what you say when this
Yes.
says this, and this is how
It's
you
like
speak.
a script, man.
Because all of them, they
I did
use the same
telemarketing, man.
language.
13 years I did telemarketing. And they say, when they say this, there was this book they gave us, a rebuttal book, that you turn to the page when when they say something, you turn to the page, and you always start with, "I understand how you feel," because it freezes the human mind. And then you read. Unbelievable, man. I mean, but like I was telling Righteous, the weapon is the children. Um, the children, and mainly the women. You teach the little girls to knock a boy the hell out.
To kick some ass.
Because in America,
Really
man,
kick ass.
you ask men there, man, I ran from like redheads, man. My enemy was redheads, man. I married one now. But the women, the girls in America are taught to knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it has to be said.
Yes.
And they will, man. I mean, and where I'm grown up, man, we call it the dark side. They're trained to do that, man. My mom also taught me if a girl hits you, you hit her back. And I like that. I like that law. They already put us right here.
Oh,
So if someone's all like, because the girls were wicked, man. Girls are already stronger in the legs than men, period. You get a kickboxing, and tell a man not to use his upper half, he would be destroyed. They're wicked, man. Kickboxer women are wicked because women got stronger legs. And those women, you couldn't wrestle them, you couldn't tackle them because they were big, man. So anyways, so when they hit you and you hit them back, and next thing you know, you're playing with them forever. You never fight again. It's funny.
Yeah.
But here it's a whole different law. That the African law has to be it's not going to have a choice but to be upgraded in 4 years in 2012 because was it the water realm we had metal, fire,
Mm.
air, and the new one was ether.
Mm.
And that's some stuff, man, that you're not going to be allowed to live by traditional values anymore. If it's physical, like the slaughtering of animals, in the world of ether, if you kill animals, you're out.
Yeah.
Man, they're cutting people just like I would, man. There's a lot of people I would not take in Africa or America or China that would be in my heavens.
Hey.
They won't, man. You can't come in heaven and have traditions because you're bringing earthly realms.
You know, exactly.
And I'm sorry, man. All this stuff, I could be like hung in many places in Africa for what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know it, man. And but hey, man. I mean, when I go to the gates, it won't be gates for me because they'll be like, man, don't say anything, dude. We saw it all. You tried to care, dude. I mean, I saw it, and I'm here to materialize this. There's you've heard of my visions of the kids where they were playing everywhere,
Yes,
and I've seen people who are like 70 years old, like have like 13 little kids like her, man. I mean, running around. They were their kids, but this was in the kingdom,
yes.
and because that's where they liked, loved that part of their life because they made it. They were 70, so they're like, man, we made it through all that stuff of Africa and blah blah blah. To make it that old, it must be harsh. The average black man in America only lives till 25 because of gang violence, the statistics there and stuff. But so
You know that culture, even you find that in Cape Town. That's where you
oh,
find
big
a
time.
whole lot of gangster